Sarah all. Sarah, Sarah. Sarah all. Sarah, Sarah. Sarah all. Marami tayong analysis ngayon. Yun, oh. Yun, I think we're live na. Yun. Sarah, Sarah. Sarah all. Sarah, Sarah. Sarah all. Yan, guys. So, alam niyo na ang pag-usapan natin ngayon. Oh, kailangan ko na tawagin si Dr. Lisandro Claudio. Ayan na. This is it. Official na po. Ben Tulfo Bintag. Tatakbong senador sa 2025 elections. Ito na, ito na. So guys, ito na, ito na. So doon sa mga team kadiliman, team kasamaan, dahil independent na po siya tatakbo, ito lang masasabi ni Bintag, makita tayo sa abandoned warehouse. Yan, kita tayo dyan sa abandoned warehouse. Kita natin sino mag number 1 dito sa Senate as of this vlog. Tie for number 1 si abandoned si Sir Bintag at yung kanyang kapatid na Erwin Tulfo, guys. So etong posibilidad na magkaroon ng T3, no, T3, tatlong Tulfo in the Senado is almost a certainty. I mean, unless something really drastic out of this world, God forbid, apocalyptic happens, we're gonna see not one, not two, but potentially not one, not two, but 3 Tulfos in the next Senate. I'm just telling you guys, akala natin yung Senate natin exciting na. I'm telling you guys, itong Senado natin maging more interesting pa kahapon. Pinag-usapan natin yung Team Caldero versus wait. Arnis Caldero King versus Arnis Prince. Yan talagang magandang papuntahan itong natin itong mga natin. Tapos kanina may nag-post din si eto, talagang fan na fan talaga ako ng kasama natin kapuso dati. Ito si Karen tayo. Ay, Cayetano, sorry, hindi Karen. Ang dami pala niya nakaaway throughout the years. Ito si Karen, no?
Pero never ko naman siningin, di ba? Anong utang na loob ko sa inyo? Hindi ho ba?
Pati si Enrile inaway.
Yung bahay po namin, inutang po sa bangko at nabayaran po yan. Yung mga kahoy, yan po ba issue? Hindi ko po alam kung saan galing ang kahoy, Mr. President.
Karen Tano talaga eh.
Hindi ako nag-umpisa. Sunod lang siya sa usapan na November ang palitan.
Yun.
Kung marunong lang siya magbilang.
Ito naman yung Velasco kalaban.
Hanggang October talaga po ako. Di wala sanang problema. Diba? Pero masyado ng atat na pumunta dito. Wala namang may akalain ng COVID. But unlike Congressman Velasco, who I think his apology is hilaw and insincere. Go ahead, please. Madam Chair, can you stop? Just continue.
Ito panalo daw kay Trillanes.
I mean, I don't want to talk to him, but he keeps talking to me.
Ito na, ito pinaka-Karen moment niyo. Sampung. Ayan, talagang sa akala natin si lang yung Caldero versus Arnis lang ang nanda. Dahil pa lang kaaway ito eh. Ano kayong record ng fighting record na to? Mala Andrew Tate ang record nito Mala Andrew Tate, puro knockout yata ang hinahanap ni Kuya. Ibang klase talaga, guys. Ito na talagang Patola / Caldero King. Kuya ka siya. Speaking of Caldero versus Arnis. Na-upload na po siya. Doon siya ngayon sa YouTube. Doing well, doing great. I think people are appreciating our humor. Great humor, amazing humor. Wonderful humor. So ito na, kanina ano na yung team kasama. Ay, sorry, ano na yung team ano ba tawag sa? Ay, guys, just let's be fair, guys. Nag-announce na po, may final slate na po. Ito na. Andrew Tate na. Ayan tayo. Okay, so obviously we're gonna talk about this, guys. Pag-usapan natin itong very impressive lineup. Very impressive. Great people, amazing people, wonderful people. Ayan na. Ito na. Ay, wait. Bakit may Narcos na song? Come on, Narcos. Why would we put in... Eto na, guys. Eto na. Great people, amazing people, wonderful people. Yan. Very nice, very nice. Kulang. Ito may announcement na. Ito na, guys. Ito na yung administration. So, kompleto na tayo, guys. Booyakasha. Booyakasha. Don't worry, guys. I-announce natin yan dito. So, ayan na. Mr. Fan Meet, DILG Secretary naghuli ng Alice Go Ben Abalos. Yung daddy nating, di ba, yung Burger, yung dating COMELEC chairman. And then, pangalawa, talagang galit na galit talaga sa political dynasty itong administration natin. Talagang gusto nila yung mga progressives. Nancy Binay. Binay, guys, Binay. Have you ever heard about Binays? I mean, this must be a new progressive people. Nancy Bina. Ito. Speaking of Cayetano, yung kapatid. Wait, admin na sila ngayon? Talaga ang Pilipinas. Akala ko mga DDS. Ayan. Number 4, Mr. GMRC. I'm sorry. Ex-PNP chief. Yan. Magaling yan mag-English, guys. Ha? May Shakespearean prose pa siya. Meron pa siyang patama sa akin kay Lenny at saka sino pa yung pangatlong niya? Shade niya in his Shakespearean GMRC language. Yan. Panglima, ayan guys. Before there was a Robin Hood Padilla. Before ba or after? Bong Revilla. Alright, medyo after Jinggoy, eto na. Lito Lapid. Yan, talagang pagdating sa legislation, talagang walang katapat ito. Talagang laki ng contribution ng mga ito sa ating fiscalizing sa Senado. Panglima. The sixth. I and me and myself. I, me, Marcos. Yan. Wait lang, di ba beshi ni Tatay Digong yan? Ba't nandyan yan? Anyways. I and me and myself and Maiden Marites. Yan. Okay. Number 6. Alangan naman may admin mo, Marcos, tas walang Marcos dyan, in fairness. So, hindi natatakbong mayor ng Manila. Number 7. Guys, eto na. It's gonna get interesting. Manny Champion 7 Division Manny Pacquiao na walang sinabi nung kinakawawa si Leila de Lima at parang supportive pa yata siya nung time na kinakawawa si Leila de Lima na eventually na booking na witch hunt at demolition job at kawalang hiya lang ginawa ni Digong pero wala siyang sinabi. But magical itong tao na to ay biglang matapang na sa West Philippine Sea nung tatakbo ng bilang presidente nung 2022. Yan ang mga pinakagusto ko yung mga ganun tao biglang matapang na at guys, mahalin na natin si Manny Pacquiao kasi si Lenny mabait sa kanya, di ba? Kung mabait si Lenny sa kanya, magaling na siya. Alright, ganun kasimple lang yan. And then ito guys. Former numero 1, isa rin ito sa mga nag-casual meeting. Mukhang uso na ngayon mag-casual meeting dyan sa baba, kung saan-saan. Ito si Bong Revilla. And then number 11. Wait, convicted yung isa, di ba? Never mind. Moving on. Number 11, Tito Boy. Tito Soto. Wala. Tito Soto. Okay, Tito Soto number wala na, nahilo na. Number 9. But it gets even more interesting. Francis former Ronald Llamas of Digong Tolentino. Okay? Let's not forget, itong tao na to ay dating Political Affairs Secretary ni Digong. Essentially, what Ronald Llamas was to Aquino, he was to Digong. Pero now, guys, matapang na rin ito sa West Philippine Sea. And speaking of interesting times, kala natin galit na galit sa dynasty and all. Camille Villar, Star of the Moment, A Star is Born. So, siguro habang dalawang kilala kong The Star is Born. One is si Chloe, na mukhang mag-regular hosting na dyan sa ASAP show. At ngayon, ito naman si Ma'am Camille Villar. Talagang mga taong to. Nung nasa Siargao tayo, parang every 20-30 meters, may nakikita akong billboard. May nakikita akong poster na to. Of course, it has nothing to do with elections, guys. Of course not. Para sa bayan yan, para sa bayan yan. Sayang lang hindi nagsistay si Cynthia. Ay nako, I'm a big fan of Ma'am Cynthia Villar. Talagang, pag nakita niyo guys, bakit iba yung tono ko sa mga podcast is because yun po yung personality ko na Cincho. Bakit? Bakit? Ano ba ginagawa natin? Ano ba? Ano ba? Papa! Papa ba tayo? Research kayo dyan. Yan, okay. Saan nandun si ma'am para kompleto na yung family. Pwede na sila mag-family dinner dyan. Andyan si Mr. 45 minutes traffic from here to there. And then andyan na naman si ate na, ano ulit yung boto niya dun sa franchise ng ABS-CBN. And then andun si mommy. Para kompleto. Ano na to sila, round table. Pag-usapan natin. Sayang, di ba? Sayang, di ba? But, guys, don't worry. Speaking of family, we're gonna have an almost complete family soon. Actually, not very complete. But at least, more than two. More than two. Kasi, nakakaya naman guys. Kulang naman yung dalawa. Gawin natin tatlo, di ba? So, as things stand, it's almost 100% sure there's gonna be 3 Tulfos in the Senate next year. Interesting times. And that's gonna create its own dynamics because yun nga kung ikaw ay vlogger, 'di ba ang suggestion ko kay Ronald at saka kay Mark, doon na kami mag-live. 'Di ba? Uy, may hearing na si Bintag, doon tayo doon. Magkita tayo dyan sa hearing sa hapon. Tapos doon kami sa live commentary. Sir Ronald, ano masasabi niya dito sa hearing na ginawa ni Sir Bintag dito sa mga... Tapos takbo-takbo, dyan may hearing si Ronald Llamas, ano pong masasabi natin doon sa grabe no? I have seen YouTube channels. They do nothing but just to get the Bardagulan footages, yung mga highlights. Tapos lalagay lang nila yung pangalan nila, I don't know, Pinoy car lover, whatever. And then, sa kanila na yan, right? Gagawin nilang copyright na nila yan. They just got from Congress TV or Senate TV, whatever. Tapos ilalagay nila. And my goodness, it has like million views, right? Just like no effort. Just get the recording, put it there, right? Yun ang nakita ko. So, huwag kayong mag-surprise guys kung magkakaroon tayo ng second channel soon sa YouTube natin. By the way guys, verified na po yung channel natin. Legit na tayong YouTuber. I officially feel like a legit YouTuber. Verified na po yung account natin. Richard Haydarian Vlogs. So mukhang kailangan na bukas tayo ng bagong YouTube channel. Lagay natin lahat ng mga hearing na to. Bintag hearing, Idol hearing, yan, Erwin hearing. Ito guys, legit na tayo. May checkmark na tayo. Yes. Yan ang pangtapat ko kay Buljak. Si Buljak ba? Naka-checkmark ba si Buljak? Hindi. Ay! Shucks! Meron parang checkmark din. Wala nang... It has lost its value. Hindi wala pa lang kwenta. Uy, nagla-live din siya. Magkasabay kami nagla-live. Ilang taon na, wala pa yung pulveronic niya. Anyway, speaking of Buljak, I wonder, ito naman yung Sincho. I wonder, anong pangtapat ng team Kadiliman dito sa etong slate na to? Because let's be honest guys, let's be absolutely honest about this. This slate looks very formidable as far as ba't ko nilalabas tong seashells na this looks like very formidable guys as far as winnability is concerned. Alright? Sigurado na si Erwin Tulfo. It's just a question of whether siya or yung kapatid niya mag number 1. Medyo nakakaya naman yung dalawang Tulfo lagay mo sa isang slate. At least I'm glad that Mr. Bintag, Sir Bintag, buti nga hindi ka sumali sa kabila. Diba? Good that you're running independent and who knows, baka that might even help you because, to be honest, I think Bintag is now in a better position to be number 1 because as an independent, he can criticize all sides and even build up his popularity. Habang si Erwin ay medyo maiipit dahil he's running on the part of administration, so he has to defend some of the shortcomings of the administration. So actually, if I were to bet, Leloy Claudio, makita tayo. Yan. Kung talagang hindi lang abandoned warehouse. I think Bindag has a very good chance of being number 1 if he plays his independent card well. Habang si Erwin, honestly, I thought Erwin could just run independent. I don't know. Honestly, anyway, baka there's the machinery organization and base sa mga discussion natin guys, if you're an admin slate person, there's a high chance that there's a 5 to 10% surge, no? Parang yung Grab surge na biglang mas mahal pa yung mahal na taxi. 5 to 10% bump. So, let's see if that's gonna be the case in the case of Irwin, or whether the lack of organizational muscle for Bintag could cost him. But this is really battlefield number one between the two brothers. It remains to be seen though kung katulad ng last time, magkakaroon na naman tayo ng Mr. Urge, Robin Hood Padilla, out of nowhere, someone topping the race. It has happened multiple times yung out of nowhere nag number one. Naalala ko si Villanueva, di ba? Nag out of nowhere number one siya noong 2016 to the surprise and shock and everyone. Yung Testaman, which is like, I think it was a genius political marketing, no? So titingnan natin kung something like that. But as of this moment, I think I would bet on Bintag being number one rather than Erwin. Um, unless Erwin navigates this well in terms of, not making sure na hindi siya yung maging punching bag ng mga critics ng administration because he's running administration slate. And tingnan natin if Bintag can maintain itong momentum niya and has enough resources. I mean, if you're almost number one, I think you won't have a hard time finding people who support and sponsor him. So this is very interesting. This is very interesting. So, I really want to see ano yung pangtapat ng kabila. Now, we had a fake list. Remember, there was a fake list na lumabas nung isang last month lang to, 'di ba? Yung fake list na lumabas at dinamay pa yung mayor namin dito sa Baguio. 'Di ba? Yun parang what? Bakit andun yung mayor natin sa Baguio? That was like ridiculous, 'di ba? That was just like crazy out of nowhere. But let me pull that out. Just to be clear, Mayor Magalong is running as mayor. Okay, I'm here in Baguio. He's running as mayor. Okay, for the third term, and then I'm sure if after that, consideration in national office could be vice president, could be president, who knows? But right? No, he's not part of that slate. That was a funny slate. Andun pa si Jimmy Bondoc ba yan? Ang resident legal analyst, yung mga ganun. So let's see. Mayroon pang Malu Tikia. Nag-thank you pa si Malu. So I don't know who came up with that list, but whatever funny time list that was. Interesting times, interesting times. Kulang lang isama nila si Edu Manzanas. Edu Manzanas. Oh, by the way guys, kakalabas lang yung latest episode natin ng The Bridge. Ito yung podcast natin with my good friend Jujak, a former European Union diplomat who's now based in Taiwan. So diniscuss natin ang India, Global South, ASEAN relations. So please check that out. Isa na naman to, isa to sa mga ibang podcast natin, The Bridge, okay? And of course, for transparency, this is also supported by the European Union Parliament. Ganun lang naman tayo, guys. Ano lang naman tayo? Sino ba naman tayo, di ba? But going back to this, guys, uy, guys, kung sana naman makuha niyo yung mga sarcasm natin. Sorry, Lord. Anyway, I'm trying to bring out that list ng nasan na. But you saw that weird list, diba? Na how did people end up on that list? But honestly, I'm wondering. Ano ba talaga ang magiging katapat na slate ng PDP laban at nila Digong dito? And not some sort of a clown show slate na para lang may lagay diyan. In terms of yung may laban, yung may kakayanan, yung may kakayahan, yung may ito. Ito. So ito 'yun, 'di ba? Lumabas pa yung thank you letter. Wait. Ito. Ayan, okay. Ito. So this is fake, okay? This is a fake list, guys, okay? That's a fake list. Obviously, you have yung mga usual characters, to put it mildly. Trixie, Vic Rodriguez, the Kingmaker, Jimmy Bondoc, yung mga ganyan types. And then, wag na yung isa. Sinama pa yung sinama pa yung kapatid natin dyan sa TV5. Hindi po tatakbo si Sir. Okay? He's gonna stay as a broadcaster and he doesn't side with Duterte's, he doesn't side with Marcos's. In fairness naman kay Sir Ted Filon, ang kaibigan po natin, kapatid natin dyan sa TV5 One News, consistent naman siya kung sinong admin. He maintains healthy distance and also a critical stance. And then nandyan nakikita natin dalawang Duterte, Baste, and Digong. And then dyan nakikita natin si Bato. Yan, that's legit. Nakikita natin dyan si Bongo. Okay, that will definitely be in the slate. And then nandun yung isang cabinet secretary ni Digong, ni pangalan niya, Tugade. na dating SB Subic Bay Authority leader at saka Department of Transportation. And then si Tita Arroyo. Ewan ko rin yan, malabo yan. But definitely fake news yan because sinama pa si Magalong, sinama pa si Ted Filon, sinama pa kung sino-sino dyan na obviously walang ano, no offense. Okay. Now, speaking of the slate, what's interesting you see in this fake slate, just to be clear, is that you see two Dutertes. Two Dutertes, right? Not one, but two Dutertes. The interesting thing with this two Dutertes situation is that it is extremely presumptuous. In fact, it is extremely pretentious because if you look at the surveys, digong na nga lang mahirapan sila. So, the latest survey showed that even Digong, the former president, supposedly the greatest in the solar system of the DDS universe, right? I barely top five. I barely top five. All right. So, you can check it out. I think lalabas din yan sa mga ibang surveys. And then Basten Polong, last time I checked, definitely hindi sigurado. If anything, parang wala pa nga sila dun sa ano eh. They're not even within the radar of the competitive top 10 to 16. All right. Polong very unlikely, even basta mahirapan. So the idea of multiple Duterte's running for Senate is just fanciful. And it's also very possible if Digong doesn't run, bakit isang Duterte mahirapan pumasok dito? Kasi you just saw the slate ng kabila. That's a formidable slate. Not in terms of quality, but in terms of viability and resources and everything like that. All right. So, ewan ko na talaga ano yung pangtapat nila. Obviously, if you're the Duterte side, the last thing you want to do is put together kind of a clown show slate na pagtatawanan lang at wawasakin doon sa darating na elections. Now, Bato de la Rosa obviously is in a desperate mode. He needs to be in some sort of political position para lang may panghanas siya just in case lumabas na yung ICC. And I'm sure if lalabas yung ICC before the end of the year in terms of whether it's red notice or something else, gagamitin ni Bato yan para maging mukhang biktima siya and magdadrama siya and all of that. But let's see if that works. I never underestimate the ability of Bato to engage in school of drama. I do not also underestimate the ability of yung school of drama niya na may mga papatol dyan. But whether it will be enough, I'm not very sure. Medyo mahirapan sila. But it will be desperate time. The only DDS, or some would even say former DDS na sa tingin ko ay malakas na malakas at halos sigurado sa Senado ay si Bongo. Bongo has consistently been in top 3 to top 5. And I think the one thing with Bongo is that he's very, very methodical. He's very, very well organized. At yung kanyang, yung performative style niya na, all of those initiatives here and there. Whether you like it or not, meron traction yan. Now, again, the thing with Bongo though is he could also face investigations and all of that dun sa based on the allegations ng involvement niya with questionable characters, Pogo-related characters, Pharma-related characters, or at least yun yung direction ng attack at investigations laban sa kanya, including dun sa Quadcom. But I won't be surprised actually Bongo will use that to also play the victim card, and that might just be enough for him to land in top 5. All right. So Bongo was already top 3 and 4 in the past. I won't be surprised he can still end up at top 5. But he's really the only one in dun sa the whole DDS whatever that I think halos sigurado, 'di ba? Even mga Dutertes, especially if Digong doesn't run, medyo far from certain, far from certain, sorry. So let's see how that's gonna work. Obviously, and I'm gonna go to the elephant in the room very shortly. But I just want to bring out this. And just to be clear, guys, yung mga nagsabi na naiwala ba kayo sa survey and all of that. Okay, so ano yung surveys are not perfect, absolutely. Yes, I agree. But okay, if you don't believe in surveys, ano yung alternative nyo? Google Trends? You know how ridiculous that is? Google Trends just looks at the level of interest people have on internet about a certain personality. Now, in a country where majority of the population actually, right, majority of population is, doesn't have reliable internet, and you have a very select middle class that is very active online and Google, that could easily distort and create biases in terms of, but anyway, no offense to our friends and all. I know what we're trying to do in the 2020 elections, but we're in different world right now. So ito yung mga surveys na nakikita natin. As you can see, guys, Tulfo Erwin, Tulfo Ben, Soto, Tito Soto, Christopher Bongo, Lacson, Bong Revilla, Cayetano, Tolentino, Pacquiao, Marcos, Lapid. Digong is not even in top 5. In fact, baka hindi pa makapasok kahit isang Duterte. Digong is number 7 to 15. Alright? De La Rosa Bato also alanganin. Abalos alanganin. Uh, Baste is out of even the competitive circle. And then the same also with Polong. So I mean, just look at the numbers here, okay? Look at Polong and Baste, both out of it. And even Digong, not necessarily within Magic 12. 7 to number 15 siya. So that just tells you guys how competitive this race is, diba? And how desperate the Duterte side would be to even get one of them in. And good luck putting a competitive slate here in these elections. But what is the elephant in the room? And this is where, again, people have to understand where we're coming from. And so it begins, right? Exactly. And so it begins. The pink movement was one of the most magnificent political developments in contemporary Philippine history. All right? Aminin natin, very few different mga events. Pumunta ako sa meeting de avance ng Unity. Pumunta ako sa meeting de avance nila Lenny. Binisita ko yung iba't ibang mga rallies, including yung mga pink rallies and all. And we did some of the lives there, when we started this vlogger career. And that was amazing. Amazing. Whether ito yung nasa Pasig, Ortigas area, whether ito yung dun sa Rojas Boulevard, whether ito yung the ultimate meeting de Avanza in Ayala. I mean, thousands and tens of thousands of people out there, the best and brightest Filipinos there, young, vibrant, highly educated, highly motivated, great people, amazing people. Like everyone was there, and it was so encouraging. It was so encouraging, guys. And so that pink movement was something really magical. All right, that pink movement was something magical. Pag-usapan natin itong pink movement na to. So, doon nakikita natin yung potential ng opposition para gumawa or magsasagawa ng isang kilusan na talagang malakas, talagang may puwersa, talagang may kakayahan na magsusulong ng pagbabago at yung mga kanyang adhikay na progresibo or at least liberal or pro-democratic or at the very least anti-populist, anti-right-wing populist or anti-authoritarian. So kitang-kita natin yan. Now, obviously, pagdating sa pink movement, a huge part of that was Leni Robredo and the kind of leadership she represented. Accountability, COA reports, topping those COA reports, the great team she has, Barry Gutierrez, Bam Aquino, fantastic people around her. Yung kanyang katapangan, kanyang um, pagka-decente, kanyang track record, and especially the Robredo name, the Jesse Robredo brand, the Robredo brand, all of those elements together, if you put it, not to mention her good performance during the debates and everything like that. So that was part of it. My understanding is that it also goes beyond that. Ang pink movement is really about this hunger for transformative, positive change. Hindi yung changes coming ni Digong. Hindi. Yung talagang totoong positive, transformative change. And you're talking about millions and millions of people who perhaps didn't vote in the past or were inspired to vote in ways that were not any time in recent history, or perhaps even in ways that they did not anticipate themselves, right? Did not anticipate themselves. So, yun yung pinag-usapan natin, guys, dito eh. Gaano ka-special yung pink movement. And I always said, I believe ultimately in movements. I ultimately believe in advocacy. I ultimately believe in collective organization and solidarity. Pagdating sa mga politiko, I don't care kung sinong politiko, wala akong sinasamba. Alright? And we shouldn't treat any politician or stateswoman or statesman as a saint. Dapat hindi sinasanto. And no one is above criticism. At the same time, movements are the most important thing. Kasi kung may kilusan ka na malakas, even if may changes in leadership, even if may imperfections in leadership, that movement will carry the day. That movement will be the mitochondria for historical transformation. It will be the linchpin for progressive change. Yun ang talagang dapat titignan natin. Alright? And that's why for me, Siyempre may mga konting disagreements here. Actually, someone suggested something very good when I posted that heartfelt thing about no one is above criticism, including myself. Yeah, absolutely. You're free to criticize me, but make sure based on facts, not hatred, not calumny, not just epal or ganon. Yeah, go ahead, please criticize me if you think there's some factual inconsistency or logical inconsistency. No problem. Uh, I think what really happened over the past week was a little bit of cariño brutal, a little bit of fraternal love and tension. Normal lang po yan. But I think fundamentally what we have to keep in mind here is na lahat tayo ay naniniwala sa tunay na pagbabago at pagbabago na maayos. Hindi yung pagbabago na bara-bara. Hindi pa pagbabago na Tatay Digong style. Alright? Hindi pagbabago na scammy. Alright? Hindi pagbabago na may EJK at may pro-China mga kasyungaan, mga ganun. No. Alright? No. Alright? That's not what we're talking about. Kaya sabi ko, sobrang mahalaga na sana after 2022 elections pa lang, yung power, alright, yung excitement, yung energy ng pink movement ay na-sustain. Para sana ngayon, mata-translate na ito into something. Alright? Kasi, ayaw natin mangyari na umasa na lang tayo na itong pink movement will just do a essentially take two in 2028. Because I know there's some people are thinking along those lines na nadayaan si Lenin 2022 na or there was just no way to defeat the combination of Marcos and Duterte, which is my argument. Once nagsama yung dalawa, I think game over na yan. And kudos for Lenny for still bringing so many people to the side of progressive change. Yes. But I think the idea of, let's just keep, like let's make nice movies and nice documentaries, and then let's hope in 2027, ahead of 2028, we can reactivate this and then do a second run. And this time, talunin natin, I don't know, kung si Sara yan, Tulfo and whatever. I just don't know that's the right way forward. If anything, I think the right way forward was to mobilize it, keep it mobilized, keep it strong, and then not only make sure na ito yung magiging check and balance on whether Team Kadliman or Team Kasamaan, this will also be the locomotive for a strong run by liberal candidates, by progressive candidates in 2025 election cycle. In 2025 election cycle. Because I see mamamayan liberal, I see akbayan, I see, different groups, etc. But what I'm not seeing here is a solid, mobilized pink movement really behind all of these good candidates that are running for different positions in office. Bam Aquino, Chel Jokno, right? They need that pink support and mobilize massive, energized pink support. Mamamayan liberal, nila Laila de Lima, Senator Laila de Lima, they need that kind of pink support. I would have imagined na pink pa rin dapat yung kulay. Right? Rosas pa rin dapat ang kulay ng mga grupo nito, mga progressive like-minded group na yan. Or at least hues of that. Hues of pink. Right? But you tell me, is there a mobilized, fully activated pink movement? Imagine if that 15, 16 million votes was maintained, even expanded in theory, right? Expanded in a sense that yung mga hindi na natutuwa kay BBM at alam nila yung limitasyon ng DDS ngayon kasi fighting for survival ng mga Duterte, baka mag-side pa sila dito. Although, of course, you don't wanna attract the wrong crowd. But what I'm saying is, there are also a lot of people na bumoto, soft voters, let's say, soft voters ng Unity nung 2022 elections. At ngayon, nagsisisi na sila. Marami nagsisisi. Maraming nagsisisi hindi lang sa boto nila nung 2016, napaisip din sila doon sa boto nila nung 2022. Yung mga tao na yan, you could bring to your side. So imagine that 15 million could have been now 20 million. If you had a solid 10, 15, 20 million, right? Organized opposition, to put it in the Lord Toranaga Shogun way, anything is possible. In fact, almost everything is possible in Philippine politics. You could have easily pushed and supported Bam Aquino, while Bam Aquino was the he was the one of the chief architects of that campaign. Support Chel Jokno, support Kiko, who was the running mate of Lenny back then and was very much pink. Support Mamayan Liberal or support Leila de Lima or support Akbayan And Akbayan now is, I think, on a roll, but obviously they still have a lot to do and a lot of... So, do you get what I'm saying, guys? So, yung mga sinasabi natin dito is from a position of sayang, sayang. I'm all for making nice documentaries and all and celebrating fantastic, wonderful things that happened 2 years, 3 years, 10 years ago, right? But I'm talking about 2025. I'm talking about next year. I'm talking about 2028. I'm talking about 4 years from now when you need to start organizing for another presidential elections. So yun lang naman tanong ko eh. Yun lang naman tanong ko. Ano bang kailangan natin gawin para itong pink movement na ito ay hindi lang solid pa rin, but vibrant, organized, well organized and mobilized, and importantly, not only there for one candidate or one elections or one person. The pink movement should be there for everyone who wants good transformative change in this country. Dapat ganon. Dapat kilusan. Alright? Dapat kilusan. At ang basihan ng suporta dito ay hindi personalidad. Ang basihan ng suporta dito ay dapat at hikain. Ang basihan ng suporta dito dapat ay yung sino ba ay naniwala sa tunay at mabuting pagbabago. Sino ang naniwala sa tunay na demokrasya? Sino ang naniwala sa accountability, sa transparency, the kind of leadership that Leni Robredo embodied when she was the vice president, 'di ba? Sa pagkaalam natin si Ma'am Leni ay tatakbong mayor. So obviously I think she's going to be formidable, and I have no doubts that not only will she win these elections for the mayor's position in Naga or whatever position she chooses in her home base. I think she'll do great. I think the Robredo brand is in a safe place. But in the meantime, I want to also see the pink movement being mobilized at the national level in support of many, many people, including marami sa mga hindi natin kilala or hindi pa nakikilala, at the national level, at the grassroots level, not only in Naga, not only in Kamsur, not only in Luzon, right, in Visayas, in Mindanao, in different parts of the country. Yun sana, di ba? Yun sana. So I think the pink movement was a great wake-up call, was a positive wake-up call, na marami sa ating mga kababayan ay talagang hinanap nila yung positive change, transformative change, good governance, effective governance. Yes, I'm all for radical love. I'm all for Rumi, one of my favorite poets. That radical love that his poetry embodies. And sa pagkalam ko, itong radical love concept ay galing sa Turkey. Sa elections sa Turkey when the more progressive liberal candidates, I think from CHP party, were able to defeat and push back against the AKP party of Recep Tayyip Erdogan. I'm quite familiar with Turkish politics, no problem. Um, at the same time, this is the Philippines where we have Rodrigo Duterte. This is the Philippines when you have Sara Duterte, who is a breath away from the presidency. This is a country where the Marcoses are back in power. And some are saying they're plotting another Marcos in not, maybe not in 2028, but in the next election cycle. Right? Sandro is the third. Let's not forget that. So, in that context, all right, I hope people understand where is this sense of urgency coming from. Bakit may pake yung mga katulad ni Ronald Llamas? Bakit may pake yung katulad natin? Na parati natin pinag-usapan yung necessity to mobilizing and harnessing. Hindi pwede switch off and then switch on mo na lang every 5, 6, 7 years. No, you have to harness it. You have to harness it. You have to mobilize it. And not only for one person. Not only for one election cycle. But it has to be harnessed for multiple election cycles. At dapat para sa iba't ibang sektor, iba't ibang mga kandidato, iba't ibang tao na nire-reflect yung positive democratic change which yung kulay rosas stands for. I mean, kulay rosas is beautiful. Napakagandang kulay yan, di ba? I mean, of course, pagdating sa akin guys, nahihilo na ako kasi dito sa YouTube may nagko-comment na obviously English. Tapos yung isa sinabi Tagalog. Okay, balikan natin. Nyamet, kapsat. 1 second. Ganito lang kasimple lang yan, guys. Yung ginawa ng Pink Movement noong 2022 ay walang precedence. Talagang kakaiba. At positibo, no? Positibo yung karakter ng pagbabago na nakita natin sa Pink Movement. Yung aspirations niya, yung atikain niya, yung mga gusto niya mangyari para sa ating bayan. Pero hindi ito dapat sa isang election cycle lang. Hindi lang dapat para sa isang kandidato lang. Hindi lang dapat for presidential election lang ito. Dapat ito ay para sa midterm elections, LGU level elections, hindi lang dito sa Luzon, dapat sa Mindanao, dapat sa Visayas. At dapat sana, kung organized, mobilized, malakas pa rin, solid pa rin itong pink movement, dapat sinusuporta ngayon yung mga sila Bam Aquino, na isa sa mga chief architects ng pink movement. Sila Chel Jokno, na obviously may dahilan ng mga tao ay bumoboto sa katulad ng mga Tulfos dahil naghahanap sila ng hostisya at wala silang tiwala sa mga judicial institutions natin. So umaasa sila sa mga katulad nila Tulfo to get swift justice. Kaya nga dapat andun din yung mga katulad ni Chel Jokno para magkakaroon ng pag-intindi ng ating mga kababayan na yung hustisya na hanap natin ay based on due process, based on proper understanding of the jurisprudence, at yung maayos, di ba? Systematic judicial legislative reforms. At yun ang matadala ni Chel Jokno, whether tatakbo siya sa Kongreso or tatakbo siya bilang party list or tatakbo siya sa larangan ng Senado, no? So sa level ng Senado. And then pagdating naman kay Leila de Lima na mukhang hindi na tatakbo sa Senado, tatakbo siyang Kongreso party list. Di sana itong pink movement mag-mobilize din behind, no? Ng mamayan liberal, etc. So sayang yung energy na harness na yan. Sayang talaga. So I hope people understand, dyan galing yung mga sinasabi namin. Alright? Okay, dyan galing. So, sana, 'di ba? Alam mainit ang ulo ng maraming tao diyan eh. Sobrang mainit ang ulo dahil ito na lang masasabi ko. Naintindihan ko na marami sa ating mga kababayan ay inip na para sa positive change, tunay na pagbabago at inis na inis sila dito sa mga trapos, team kadiliman, team kasamaan. So, para sa kanila, magpasalamat kayo na may isang katulad ni ganito or ganyan na politiko. Huwag niyo i-criticize yan. Huwag niyo siya i-down. Huwag niyo ganoon. Dapat protektahan natin siya. Dapat gets ko yan. Pero wala naman perfecto eh. Lahat naman tayo kailangan natin mag-improve. At may mga lessons naman. May mga mali naman talaga nangyari in the past. May mga deficiency. Aminado naman lahat ng tao na nakausap natin naman talaga may deficiencies. Now, ayun yung pag-usapan in public, okay lang yan. Pero sana, pagdating sa mga susunod na elections, pagdating sa mga sa adhikain ng opposition, pagdating sa mga kailangan at mga pangangailangan ng opposition mga sa darating na elections, dapat medyo dapat sana bukas tayo. Bukas tayo sa mga different points of view. At hindi porket hindi sang-ayon sa isang bagay, sa isang meeting whatsoever, biglang sabihin mo, oh, DDS ka or apologist ka. Yung mga apologist tagging, ay napaka-pathetic yung mga ganyan naman sinasabi ng mga taong yan. Diba? I mean, it's like, marami sa mga taong yan, they never risk anything. Unlike, some of us who have, been saying this in public and we have to pay in terms of our career and whatever. So, and death threats and whatever. So, hindi, dapat bukas tayo because kailangan mag-improve, kailangan mag-innovate. Alright? Kahit sasabihin natin magandang iPhone yung nangyari, let's say, yun yung iPhone Pro Max, whatever, nung 2022, dapat i-upgrade mo yan at hindi mo ma-upgrade yan kung hindi ka bukas sa rekomendasyon na constructive criticism. Now, minsan, of course, passionate tayo, minsan, of course, ano tayo. So, okay, gets, fine, no problem. Pero para sa akin, minsan kailangan ng konting karinyo brutal para mag-improve tayo, para mag-level up na tayo. At para hindi lang nandun tayo lang para sa isang tao or isang ano lang, dapat nandun tayo para sa buong kilusan. Okay, yung buong kilusan. Kaya para sa akin, itong kakamping na to, dapat ito ay maging bukas sa debate, bukas sa diskusyon, bukas sa mga recommendations, at bukas in terms of inclusiveness. Including dun sa mga tao na bumoto sa changes coming noong 2016, bumoto sa Uniteam noong 2022, at ngayon, nagdadalawang isip na. Pero kung ang estilo dito, pati yung mga kaibigan, pati yung mga ganyan, inaaway na, kina-cancel culture na, tinatag na, ganyan, ganyan, nakaka-turn off yan, to be honest, nakaka-turn off yan. So, yun lang. Again, kaya sabi ko, please don't gaslight, alright? Please don't gaslight dahil, okay, kung hindi ka sangayon sa recommendation namin, okay, then go ahead. Do your vlog. No one is stopping you. Go ahead. Write a column. No one is stopping you. Go ahead. Make your counter argument. No one is stopping you. Pero wag yung ganun na i-apology tag mo, oh, bakit kayo? What about you? What about si ganun? Anong ginawa niya? Bakit si Mocha? Bakit si Isko? So yun, para sa akin, sayang lang. Huwag tayo magsayang ng oras yan. Ako, I have no regrets na nagkaroon ng debate at konting hidwan. Okay lang yan. That's part of growth in any relationship or in any movement. Magkakaroon talaga ng debate yan. Right? Tignan mo yung Democratic Party sa US. Ang dami mga away ng mga progressive wing, yung pragmatic wing. Normal lang yan, guys. Pero ang kailangan talaga natin dito is mag-level up, mag-innovate, at mag-mobilize. Yun po yung kailangan natin ngayon. At yun yung konteksto ng mga interventions na nakikita natin. Anyways, no one has monopoly on decency. No one has monopoly on change. But when it comes to a movement for positive change, transformative change, progressive change, in fairness, you have to give it to the pink movement. So wag dapat sayangin yung momentum, wag sayangin yung simbolo, at napakagandang kulay na nakita natin sa kulay rosas at pink movement. So on that note, guys, thank you very much. I hope in the next surveys, ay na naman tayo. Can we please move on? Can we yan ang problema sa inyo eh. Gusto niyo mag-move on. Sabi, after 2022 election, sabi ko pag-usapan natin, saan tayo nagkulang, ba't di na, move on na tayo, move on na tayo. Alam mo yung ganun style move on? Parang yung sinasabi ng mga, no offense pansin nyo, pag kinikriticize nyo si Digong or sa, oy, move on na tayo, tapos na yung panahon na yun. Or kung criticize mo si BBM or mga Marcos, ay, move on na tayo, huwag natin pag-usapan. I'm not saying you're on the same moral plane, pero yung ganyan attitude, ayoko yung attitude na yan. Yung shutdown yung discussion. Alright? Okay, the DDS trolled me for 7, 8 years, failed sila big time. The loyalists, including my, I'm here in the solid north, and they try to, doesn't work. It's not gonna work. The more you try to police or shut down people like me, the more we're gonna fight back. All right. So my constructive advice to you is just keep it to yourself. All right. If you don't agree, go ahead. We can just agree to disagree. No problem with that. Pero mahalaga dito, guys, is you learn your lessons and you move forward in the strongest way possible. All right. Let's learn our lessons. Let's reflect, introspection, innovate, and then move forward. All right? You tell me what is wrong with that. Okay? If you have a better argument than that, go ahead, entertain me. I'm willing to read your column, your vlog, or whatever. Okay? Pero kung mag-ano lang kayo, mag-vilify lang tayo, magtataging-taging lang tayo, sorry. Okay? Forget about it. Anyways, move on naman tayo in terms of yung mga hidwaan, whatever. But I never move on in terms of learning the right lessons because you have to always learn the right lessons so that you can move forward in the best way possible. Okay? In my own personal life, that's what I've done. Every now and then, I have moments of deep reflection na tinitingnan ko saan tayo nagkulang, saan ako sumobra. Kasi syempre, minsan sumusobra tayo, saan naman tayo pwede mag-improve. I do the same thing with my diet. So, for 2 days, I'll almost, no rice whatsoever or low carbs. Saan dapat adjust ko yung diet ko, adjust ko yung exercise routine ko, ito lang yung oras ko, ito lang mga gawa ko, ano pa yung paano ko i-cash yan, kaya ko ba yung 4 columns, kaya pang ganyan, weekly, isang libro, ganun. So you have to be constantly innovating, constantly reflecting, and constantly going back and then moving forward. Alright, yun po yung ginagawa natin dito. Alright, so I just hope bukas tayo in terms of that kind of mindset. Now, anyway, thank you so much again to everyone, especially for your prayers and love for Lola. Things were not really looking good yesterday, to be honest. And just to be clear to some people, you never know, right? Nagtatawanan kami dito sa mga RRM, ganun, ganun. But for a lot of us, we do this at the end of the long day, at the end of a very difficult day. Yesterday was a difficult day. Lola didn't look good yesterday. So kung medyo maingay kami or whatever, I hope people also understand. We're kind of like comedians, right? Sometimes laughters and all, maybe too much for your taste, ganun, is our way of coping also with things. Including coping ito din dito sa mga mahirap na topics. Alright, mahirap talaga itong mga ginagawa natin dito. Ang dami nagagalit, dami nainis. Nagkataon lang na medyo, I can take it, no problem. But nevertheless, 'di ba? Minsan stress na stress din kami, but we have to do what we have to do. We have to do what we have to do. Thank God things look better a while ago nung bumisita tayo kay Lola, but early this morning actually things were not good at all. It was really really there was a troubling moment and all of that. So thank you so much again for your prayers and love. Life is a journey. Everyone will move on at some point in time. So what's important is that while we're here, while we're talking, we show the most love and appreciation and patience as possible, and then hope for the best from there. So thank you so much for the prayer and love, because guys, positive energy yan. I'll tell you what. Marami sa mga ginagawa natin dito, I sometimes wonder saan ko nakukuha yung energy na yan. Yeah, of course, yes, medyo energetic akong tao, yes, but I'll tell you what, maraming beses sa sobrang, like kahapon guys, okay? 3 a.m. pumunta ako sa Baguio, dumating ako ng 7 a.m., gising pa ako hanggang 10 a.m., you can see on my natulog lang ako ng 2 hours and back to work, and then 4 a.m. the next day pa ako, diba? I mean, just to tell you, like, Pero go pa rin tayo. Kasi yung good vibes nyo, yung good energy nyo, yes, may mga haters, may mga ganun. Yeah, it's okay. Pero yung good and positive energy nyo po, guys, yun yung, ano eh, that's what drives us. So, because I look at your comments, I look at your suggestions, I look at the supportive comments and all, including yung mga supportive comments and all na nakita natin from other universes, including the Cool Pal universe. Last time I checked, it looks like meron na naman na, there's a clamor for more. Um, hindi naman pwede every week na kami ng Cool Pals. Iba, hindi na siya Cool Pals, di ba? Although, isa sa mga, probably is a plan, no? Is a Cool Pals times RRM. Maybe that would be great, no? An event whereby Cool Pals and then kami mga RRM together. That would be fantastic. But thank you so much again, also to the Cool Pal community for all the love and support you're showing us and the appreciation of how I'm trying to bring some humor and bring some critical thinking together. All right, and as I said, even more importantly, for your prayers and love and support. You don't have to agree with everything I said, and my sincere apologies, if some people felt a little bit too spicy tayo and all, but I'll stand by my convictions and I stand in what I believe. At the same time, introspection. God bless. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas. And looking forward to hearing even more good news, not only about Akbayan, Risa, Lenny, but also the Pink Movement and the movement for positive change.